Okay, let's see how this works. Good morning, everybody. Greetings and salutations. Let's start off by saying John Richardson, first person to click the like button. My man, Chris, coming in second. If you guys can smash that like button, I really do appreciate it. All right, so if in fact this goes live, because I've been having a lot of internet issues, those monsters back there have been really putting it up against me. As of today, my internet, yesterday for a really long time, power went out and then internet was not working. So only just this morning have we gotten it back. And even then, it's really bad and pretty hiccupy. So if in fact it goes out, don't be surprised. Okay, so really quickly, let's go ahead. Let's click away. Here we go. Yeah, all right. The rankings to the left of me, they are updated. This should answer your questions and hopefully get all that situated. Below me, right here. If my internet does go out, do not be surprised. It will happen. I am almost guaranteeing it. I'm telling you, it's gonna hiccup once or twice, maybe even just go out completely. We'll just have to wait and see. Either way, regardless. Let's see here. What was I gonna do? All right, let's go ahead and let's start off with some of these questions in the chat, shall we? Let's go over here. Let's check some of these things out. Okay, so Wesley was asking, is Daryl Williams a play today? Yeah, I don't mind Daryl Williams at all this week. He's probably a better player than a lot of other guys. But again, he's probably not the starting running back. If Daryl Williams is going to get some work, it's obviously after the fact that LaShawn McCoy is touching the ball or getting fed that way. So Hollister or Doyle? Yeah, Doyle should be the play in my opinion. What else do we have here? I mean, a lot of the questions that I'm seeing, they're either flex or either... Let's see here. All right, David Eli, greetings and salutations. Full PPR. I need a flex. Tight end. Okay, so first of all, thank you for the donation. Much appreciated. All right, so let's see what we can do here. In terms of a flex, you're dealing with Daryl Williams, Christian Kirk, Sammy Watkins, Deebo Samuel, A.J. Brown, Goddard, or Griffin. Okay, so flex, tight end. Okay, so between all of these, as of right now, dude, my internet go out. I don't know what's happening. My internet's gonna go out. I'm watching it. I'm watching it right now, and my my bit rate is plummeting. All right, well, wow. My bitrate just reset. Are we okay here? All right. This is terrible. Man, the internet's so bad in my house. All right, well. Okay, well, let's see how this goes. I mean, it's just going to keep fluctuating, so at this point, we just leave this here, and I just got to try to answer some of these questions. So, David, Eli, hopefully this gets to you. Hopefully this eventually, hopefully sound is going through. I don't know. To answer your question, first and foremost, in a full PPR between Goddard and Griffin, I want Goddard over Griffin. Even though I have him higher in terms of targets, in my opinion, I think Goddard's more likely to get. To be honest, I think they're both pretty good plays, obviously, but I think Griffin has the higher likelihood of a touchdown. But Goddard, in my opinion, is probably the. Oh my God, my internet just keeps going out. All right, well, this is what I'm going to suggest. Let's do this really quickly. That's gone. No more. And then, no, we don't want this actually. Probably here. What the hell am I doing? Let's put this up here. Okay. I'm leaving this up here so that everyone's aware of what's going on. All right. Jesus Christ, man. Whatever. I don't know what to do. Okay, so hopefully this is just going to figure itself out. Otherwise, I don't know. All right, David, where were we? Okay, to get your flex first. Okay, so I probably want to play San Francisco over Indianapolis today. It's a rain game in Baltimore, and I think it'd probably be lower scoring than usual, but a lot of rushing yards from both teams. Maybe a little bit of receiving yards from tight ends. So I probably want to play San Francisco in that matchup. In terms of the flex position in a full PPR, probably want to go with. It's interesting between those bunch of guys in a full PPR. I probably even might play AJ Brown over the rest of them, but I don't really like AJ Brown too much this week. I think it might be a bait of a play. Debo has weather concerns and a good secondary playing against him, so I'm not really interested in that. I'm not really interested in Sammy Watkins either. Christian Kirk is decent, but he has Jalen Ramsey to worry about. So maybe Darrell Williams is the play, in my opinion, at this point. So Darrell Williams, Goddard in a full PPR, and in San Francisco. Hopefully this message is going through to you. Let's do this. Let's try to @ you in this chat. There you are, David. Okay, again, so here we go. What else we got here? Brooke Robbins is saying Browns defense or Packers defense? Probably Packers today. I don't mind the Browns at all. I'm just thinking they're probably going to want to run the ball and then the whole game. And they probably can be successful considering they're missing 2 defensive linemen. So, yeah, I'd probably just go Packers defense and hope that Daniel Jones turns over the ball. All right. Man, I'm watching my stream. I'm watching my own stream, and goodness, is it ridiculously laggy in terms of bit rate. Oh, okay. So the sound is good, but visually it just continues to stutter. Okay. So be it. All right, let's see here. Let's go into this chat. Let's see what I can do here before this stream dies. Honestly. Here we go. Where do I want to start on this list? All right, we'll start from here. Let me change this view. Actually, I probably got to leave this up. All right, so I'm just going to leave this up. And I'm just going to go through these questions. All right, Pope was saying, hey guys, Derrick Henry or Sanders today as my RB2? I'd play Derrick Henry. Moving on. Dave was saying Diggs or Mixon. It's a flex question, but I probably want to play the wide receiver. What? Kyler or Sam Darnold? Probably Kyler today. Wentz or Tannehill? Wentz. He has his receivers back to play Miami. Tannehill's consistent, but I just prefer Wentz this week. Start 2. Lockett, Evans, or Godwin. I probably play Evans and Godwin this week, and I probably leave Lockett on the bench. Let's see here. Rest of the season pick 2, Kirk, Shepard, Parker. Probably Parker and Shepard. Yes. Wayne, I'd probably go Parker or Shepard. Ertz or Hollister. I'm still playing Ertz today. Despite his, questionable hamstring the entire week, I'm still playing Ertz. The report that I got was that he looked good at warm-ups. Alshon or Parker, I'm pretty sure. In a standard, I think they're pretty close plays, in my opinion. I'm thinking that Alshon is probably the better play, though, in terms of upside. They both have oh my God, where did that go? I know that Devontae Parker probably has the better floor in terms of a standard league, in terms of yardage. But upside of a touchdown, I think it just goes with Alshon this week. Higbee or Hollister? I'm pretty sure I have Higbee ahead of him, yeah? Yeah, I have Higbee ahead of him. Sean. Carson, Jamal Williams, McCoy, flex, full PPR. I'm not playing Jamal Williams in my flex. I understand that he gets a lot of work in the passing game, so it could be favorable in the full PPR format. But I'd probably play LaShawn McCoy in that kind of format over Chris Carson this week. So I go McCoy, Carson, Williams, Chris Bailey. LaShawn McCoy or Sony Michel. Certainly LaShawn McCoy. Damian Williams is out. Jarvis Landry or no, never mind. Shoe went down again. Man, this is brutal. I don't know, man. I don't know when this thing's going out, and it just keeps going out. It is pretty demoralizing, to say the least. I'm literally trying to get this to work, and it just doesn't. It will not work. Okay, well, from what I can tell, my audio is working the entire time, so I'm just going to keep talking. Here we go. Let me go back to this chat here and see what's up. All right, so Chark or Godwin, I think you should play them both, Zach. There's no way that you should only be playing one. Let's see here. James Raff was saying Sony or LaShawn McCoy, PPR league. I play McCoy 100%. Carson or McCoy. Honestly, they're pretty close in my eyes. So if you're worried about Carson and whether or not he's going to touch the ball enough this week because of all the concerns of his fumbling issues and whether Rashad Penny's going to take his job, you could just play McCoy and honestly be pretty sad because of the absence of Damian Williams. Could you explain why you put Boyd below Terry McLaurin and Sutton? Yeah, I think even though Andy Dalton's coming back, it doesn't 100% correlate to Tyler Boyd having better weeks. I mean, if we go back and look what Tyler Boyd has done this season, he's certainly had some good games, but majority of his games have not been fantastic. I mean, outside of 2 performances of 100 yards receiving with with Andy Dalton, his games in terms of half PPR scoring points with Andy Dalton, 10.3, 9.8, 4.8, 2.5, 6, 9.8. So he's he's a 10-point play with the upside of a touchdown and getting that 16-point potential, just like last week, 16 points with with all of that. So just because Andy Dalton returns doesn't mean that Tyler Boyd, skyrockets in terms of value. There are still other guys like Auden Tate who are going to improve. Alex Erickson, who has been absent the last couple of weeks in terms of not seeing too many targets, but when he was with Andy Dalton, was seeing double-digit targets for multiple weeks. So I'm just a little concerned about that. That's why I have him below. Let's see here. Jarvis in a PPR, guys, typically I want to play the wide receiver in a flex position, especially if I have him ranked highly. Like, I have Jarvis as my number 5, right? Somebody was asking Jarvis or Jonathan Williams, right? In a full PPR. The full PPR 100% goes in the favor of Jarvis Landry. On top of the fact that he's already such a high-ranked wide receiver because, again, 4 touchdowns in a row last couple of weeks, continues to see a high target count. And when you have Odell Beckham on the other side of the field pulling double teams and people having to stack the box against those good running backs, makes it easy for Jarvis to run around and make plays. So Vicia Soak, thank you for the donation, says PPR, pick 1, McCoy, Sutton, Curtis Samuel, James White. Okay, so it's between McCoy and Sutton. I don't really want to touch James White or Curtis Samuel in this specific scenario in a PPR. Between Cortland Sutton and McCoy, I feel like both of them are pretty decent plays. The only issue with Cortland Sutton is whether or not the quarterback play of Drew Lock is actually decent enough to sustain it and sustain that offense and get Cortland Sutton going. At this moment in time, I'm thinking, honestly, it's probably McCoy has to score a touchdown and get a lot of yards in order to be a better play at this point. I think Darrell Williams could also steal some touchdowns. So to be honest, I'm probably playing Cortland Sutton in this matchup. Vicia. If you prefer the running back or McCoy this week, I don't have a problem with it at all. I just probably rather play Sutton. So I go Sutton, McCoy, Samuel, and White. Thank you for the donation. All right, let me get back to this chat. Oh, goodness. Here we go. All right. Telugu Makalu said Shepard or DK. I'll give you a little bit of an explanation on it. As of right now, Shepard, because of Golden Tate's absence, could be a good play. Him and Darius Slayton could both be really good plays. Again, I think I mentioned this earlier this week. Shepard had like 96% snaps played last week. Had 9 targets, which is really favorable. I mean, honestly, a lot of people don't see those kind of target counts or snap percentages, which is really good. But DK Metcalf dropped a couple touchdowns last week. Let a couple through his hands that really would have made him a huge 20-point play. Unfortunately, rookie mistakes, drop a couple passes here and there, no big deal. But this week, you get the Vikings defense. It's super favorable. And honestly, I just trust the quarterback play of Russell Wilson that much more than Shepard. If it was, on the opposite foot, if Shepard was with Russell Wilson, it would just be the perfect combo there. But at this point, DK, just because of the quarterback play in the matchup at this point. But if you're in like a full PPR and you're looking for receptions, and you're going to get a lot of points off that, and you don't want to have to rely upon the upside of a touchdown, you go with Shepard. TFG Beats says, full PPR, OBJ, Metcalf, D Westbrook. I'm probably going with OBJ. If you don't like that idea and you're like, listen, I'm just looking for the straight flat floor, you can go with D Westbrook and get away with it pretty easily, I think, too. But in a full PPR, I think OBJ, his target counts last couple weeks, and honestly, his production is something I kind of just can't skip out on. So between the three of them, yeah, I would probably rank it OBJ, Westbrook, then Metcalf. In a full PPR, Metcalf is last of these bunch because he sees far less targets, and he's usually a deep play in terms of down the field, 20-plus yard receptions. So yeah, if you don't like the idea of playing OBJ, considering you're asking, I like the play of OBJ. If you don't like it, you play Westbrook, TFG. Let's see here. There was a couple other questions, guys. Sorry, it's really laggy, and to be honest, it doesn't even come through quick enough. Like Glockwork was saying, Darnold or Cousins, full point PPR. Well, yeah, I'm probably... Here's the thing. I like Kirk Cousins this week, especially considering they have Adam Thielen potentially coming back. But they're back-to-back on my list for a reason, right? I don't think it really makes too much of a difference. I think they're both hot hands. I think Kirk Cousins coming off the bye week, they'll be good to go. Sam Darnold is on fire playing against the Bengals matchup. So in terms of, hey, I want to just go ahead and play the matchup, play him against Cincinnati instead of having to worry about Kirk Cousins going to Seattle, you can do that certainly. But I personally would probably rather play Kirk Cousins this week. Like Glockwork. Anyway, thank you for the donation. Matthew with the donation, Matthew Rosado, says pick one, Woods, Kirk, Devontae Parker, half PPR. Yeah, it would definitely be Devontae Parker, then Robert Woods, then Christian Kirk in that order. Thank you for the donation. Again, the answer was pretty much on the screen, but I appreciate you donating to the channel. Thank you. All right. Jason sent something in. Let me check this out. Andrew. Okay, do I start Andrews or Higbee? All right, so Andrews has the weather game, which is a concern, right? 100% chance of rain in Baltimore today. And I've already taken account for that, right? I still think they're going to get a lot of work. Now, if you're a little worried about it and you're thinking there's no way in hell that they're going to throw the ball enough to where Andrews has a good enough week, then just play Higbee because they play against the Cardinals and anybody against the Cardinals should be decent. But I personally wouldn't even look at my lineup if I had Andrews and I'd play him. But that's just how I am. All right. Got to check one more thing. You know, it's ridiculous. Like, I can't even open tabs at some points. Like, some of my tabs are laggy. They're like, I try to go to like some sites, nothing. Like, I try to go to Yahoo Fantasy to like change one of my lineups, nothing. It would not let me in. That's how bad my internet is right now. Jason was okay. So Jason, we got you. Okay. Global Travel was saying, Olsen, Doyle, or Hollister full PPR. Yeah, it's Doyle. Doyle, Hollister, Olsen in that order. Thank you for the donation. Okay, let me see if I can answer people's questions. All right, James Raff was saying Ravens defense, Chargers defense. Ravens. Chip Linton, says Fuller or Jeffrey. PPR flex, probably Jeffrey. John Thompson says PPR win, and I'm replacing. Win, and I'm replacing Connor. I don't know what that means. Okay, we're good on this. Snell, Rojo, or McCoy in a PPR. I'm not playing Snell. I want to play McCoy or Rojo, and I'm probably playing Rojo this week against Jacksonville. It's too easy of a matchup, in my opinion. But I like McCoy if you think that's safer. But to be honest, they're both splitting the backfield. You know, Rojo with Peyton Barber, McCoy with Darrell Williams. At this point, I'd just rather play Rojo in the matchup. Let's see here. Okay, Mark was saying, do you think I should risk it with Thielen or play Washington? Half PPR flex. Is it too much of a... Is it a risk with Thielen? Let me see here. Let's see. I'm just curious. Limited practice all week with the hamstring. Or do you play James Washington? I don't like James Washington that much to where I'm willing to probably play him over Thielen. So I'd risk it, but it depends where you're at. Because at this point, if in fact he's not playing on Monday, you pretty much are screwed. And you just don't get anybody in there because you have to play like a backup wide receiver for the Vikings. That's, nobody, they don't throw to backup wide receivers. They don't. Or have to go pick up Josh Gordon, and I don't really like that either. So, to be honest, I'd probably risk it and play Thielen. But Washington seems like the safer route. Just depends how risk averse you are. Can I trust Kamara going forward? I mean, you have to. You've invested in him. I mean, what other choice do you add? Can you trade him? PPR, Chris Godwin or Jonathan? Okay, come on. Wide receiver, that's the number 3 ranked wide receiver, should absolutely be playing in a PPR, guys, even in the flex. Let's see here. James Raff, John Leo, we're going to get to your questions right now. John was saying, Browns defense or Ravens defense? I'm playing the Ravens 150%. It's a rain game. It's going to be lower scoring. It's going to be tough for both offense, but I think the Ravens ultimately, because they are at home and the fact that they're a running team. I mean, both teams are running teams, but the fact that your quarterback can run the ball, it's just going to open up a lot for them, and I think all it's going to be is just run committing. And both defenses should lock down, so should be lower scoring. Thank you for the donation, John Leo. James Raff is saying, I have a few questions. Hope you don't mind. What does that mean? Okay, are they in the chat? If they're in the chat, I'll go find them, but it's just easier if you just type it with the message. Okay, let's see here. Okay, Flank says Eagles defense or Panthers defense? Panthers and Eagles are my top 2 defenses of the week. I think I have Eagles at number 1 and Panthers at number 2, but they're very interchangeable, so it just depends on what you want. I only have Eagles at probably number 1 because I think, both quarterback plays are just kind of sketchy. I think who's more likely to come back in the second half? Probably Ryan Fitzpatrick. But to be honest, I'll probably play the Eagles this week. All right, Raph, I found your question. Tom Brady or Sam Darnold? 100% Sam Darnold. Okay, so let's find some other. Heather was saying Watson or Wentz? I'm playing Wentz. Mark F was saying Steelers or Panthers, please. I'm playing Panthers this week. Let's see here. J.R. Riley says, why Jacobs above Barkley in rankings? Because Barkley does not play well, and it scares the crap out of me. Also, the Kansas City Chiefs, I think, give up the most points to opposing running backs, or the second, third most points. They should be able to run the ball very easily against this Kansas City defense this week, so I'm planning on them doing so. I mean, the thing about Barkley is he just hasn't had a big game in a while. He's been really quiet as of late, and obviously that's had to do with injury, but until he can really prove it, I mean, he's still a top 12 running back. I just prefer Jacobs far more. Jacobs has been leaps and bounds better than Barkley this season, unfortunately, but that's just the case, considering all that Barkley's gone through with the quarterback change, the offensive change, and then also his injuries. Let's see here. Would you rather start Kyle Rudolph or Ryan Griffin? To the left of me, it says Kyle Rudolph, so that's what I would probably do. Brown or Fuller? PPR. That's a Brown or Fuller. Who's Brown? Oh, AJ Brown or Will Fuller. I probably play Will Fuller. O'Doyle rules. Winston or Rodgers? Winston. Nick Foles, Mayfield, or Watson? I think I have Mayfield and Foles back to back. It just depends on what you're looking for. To be honest, I'd probably rather play Mayfield. I know Foles probably could be the number 1 quarterback this week. I'm always just a little sketched out about it, though. Playing a quarterback that isn't great. Into a great matchup, sure, but sometimes they just don't figure it out. Seahawks or Ravens, Tom? I say Ravens. Slayton or... Okay, we'll get to those. Oh, man, I was literally higher up on this list, and it updated and dragged me all the way down. That's unfortunate. I'll try to find it. Triggered easily, sent in a donation. Says, anything to worry about with Kyler's injury? Yeah, it's a hamstring injury. According to what I heard, he was, rehabbing it the whole week and is going to play today, even though he was questionable. Is there something to worry about with it? I mean, they're coming off of a bye week. If he isn't already healed up, I think he'll be fine. I mean, if he's going to play, then he's good to go. I think he'll be a good play this week. Obviously, from my rankings, you can tell, but yeah, I wouldn't really worry too much about it. If it was bad enough, they wouldn't play him. Let's see. James, where... Oh, man. Makes it really hard, James. Okay, here we go. I found your question. Last question. I answered the Sam Donald, Tom Brady one. All right, we're good, then. Let me know if we're good. Where was it? Okay, I'm coming. Manny says Darnold or Wentz, Coleman or Mixon. Need upside. It's definitely Coleman. And Darnold or Wentz, I mean, it's... I like Wentz this week, but I'm not like head over heels like about to play Wentz over everybody. I'd probably rather play Darnold. Wentz is, I mean, he has the free matchup. He plays Miami, for God's sake. But Darnold also has Cincinnati, which is just as free of a matchup. And I think if Andy Dalton can come back and sling it on the other side of the ball, we could have a really high-scoring matchup there. So I'd probably go with Darnold. But if you want to go Wentz, certainly can. I think they both have upside. Between Mixon and Coleman, the Jets' defense is really good at stopping the run. Despite getting rid of Leonard Williams by the trade deadline, they've been really consistent on the ground. They held Josh Jacobs to, I think, less than 30 rushing yards, something like that last week, and it was pretty ridiculous. So I'd rather play Coleman in that rain game that's going to be probably run heavy between the two teams. Chapstick sent me something, said Ravens defense or Chargers defense? Ravens. Certainly. Really quickly, guys, I got to go check something, but my internet's so slow, dude. Oh, my God. Okay, we're back. It just doesn't want to load, so I'm just not going to even force it and break everything here. Where are we at? Okay, so David Garcia says pick 2, Evans, Lockett, Boyd, full PPR, playing Godwin already. Okay. Probably playing Lockett, and I'm probably playing Evans. And I'm leaving Boyd off to the side as of right now. Chark or DJ Moore, full PPR. Still, I mean, I understand that Moore gets a lot of receptions, and so does, I mean, they're both really good plays. They're number 4 and number 6. I have a hard time not playing one of these guys. So, I mean, I'd probably want to play them both, but if you have to pick one, I'm probably going Chark. He has higher touchdown upside. I know DJ Moore scored twice last week, but as you can tell, it was the first time he had scored a touchdown this year, so definitely not a threat in the red zone, especially for that team. Carson or Tevin Coleman? Pretty sure. Half PPR, I'm pretty sure my rankings have that handled. I'm pretty sure I'm going Carson. I like Coleman, but I don't think it's like that good of a play. Like it's a rain-heavy game. In rain-heavy games, everybody knows the opposing team's running the ball. Now, all they're going to do is stack 8 in the box and force Garoppolo to throw and make a mistake. They'll probably do that, and we'll see how that turns out. But Coleman, majority of his value comes from receiving. If he doesn't have that upside of receiving or of a touchdown, then he pretty much is just he's nothing potentially. He's like 7, 8 points. Let's see here. Godwin, Crowder, Alshon, or Dede? Which 2 are must starts this week? Also, how do you feel about flexing Miles Sanders this week? I like Miles Sanders a lot against Miami. In terms of your wide receivers, picking 2, Godwin and Alshon are the 2 that I like, but I don't know if they're must. I mean, Godwin's a must start, that's for certain, and I think Alshon healthy in the matchup is probably pretty good play. Do I drop Wentz right now and pick up Tannehill? No. Wentz has a better rest of season schedule as well, Ramirez. So I'd probably just keep Wentz the rest of the season. But if you want, I mean, go drop somebody else and pick up Tannehill and just have 2 quarterbacks on roster. Thoughts on Kirk today? Master Samurai, I'm a little concerned about it. I think if Jalen Ramsey's following him the whole game, it's a nightmare. But if, in fact, they can get him away from Ramsey and they can get him onto those lesser corners or safeties, I mean, he could definitely burn somebody over the top. It's just a matter of whether or not he can, the offense sets him up for that. Let's see here. Rodgers, Darnold, or Kirk Cousins? And it's between Kirk Cousins and Darnold. You can flip a coin on that one, but my mind is made up on the screen. Do you have Aaron Rodgers ranked? Do you have... Okay, so because of the running game? No, I have Aaron Rodgers ranked low because that's how he plays. I mean, just go look at how many points Aaron Rodgers has put up this season. It's not that much comparatively to a lot of these other quarterbacks. And oh, God, my internet just dipped out on me. Oh, no. Did it just dip out on me? Yeah, that site doesn't work. I don't know if it's my whole internet or not. I'm just going to keep talking and we're going to hope. Anyway, what I was saying. Aaron Rodgers, in terms of points, I mean, unless he throws one touchdown, that's what he's done like almost the entire season. He doesn't have too many games of many passing touchdowns. So, yeah, is it because of the running game? Yeah. Aaron Jones steals touchdowns. Jamal Williams will steal a touchdown here and there. And outside of Devontae Adams, there really isn't anybody else besides the running backs that are reliable enough to help Aaron Rodgers become a better fantasy play, in my opinion. Jonathan Williams or Eckler in a full PPR. Between the two of them in a full PPR, I'd probably still rather play Jonathan Williams because of the touches, but Eckler's certainly a really good play. He's a 12-point minimum, 18-point upside kind of guy in a full PPR, which in my opinion is probably a higher floor than Jonathan Williams, unless Jonathan Williams is getting a touchdown and a bunch of yards. So in terms of safety, I mean Eckler is probably the better play, but I want to play Jonathan Williams. I just like the guaranteed touches of the play. Jets defense or Patriots defense? Probably Patriots this week. I like the Jets defense, but it's kind of hard not to play. I mean, Patriots defense is actually pretty banged up in terms of health. Actually, I'm kind of curious. Because I know that they had a lot of injuries that they're dealing with in terms of a lot of sick players. Let's see here. No, I want week 13 inactives, not week 12. Well, my internet doesn't even want to look it up. How am I streaming? How is that actually possible? I'm streaming, but I can't even look up. Let's see here. Let me go to Twitter. Let me see if there's a... Okay. Let's see if they have a Patriots inactive list. After I find that, where is it, dude? All right, let me go back. Let me answer a couple more of these questions. We had a couple come through. All right, Panda Man says Slayton, Shepard, Hollywood, McLaurin, Samuel. Between the bunch of them, I think it's McLaurin and then Shepard, Samuel, Hollywood, Slayton in that order. Panda, thank you for the donation. A couple more. John Leo. Alfredo says Cup or Shady. Probably going Cup today. I think Cup's gonna have a pretty big day, to be honest. I think Cup will be pretty big. I know he's been pretty quiet as of late, but I don't think that the Cardinals matchup is very difficult, to be honest. So I'm going Cup over Shady. Let's see here. John Leo was saying flex full PPR, Carson, Woods, Shepard, Sutton. I'm probably going Sutton, then Woods, then Carson, then Shepard in that order. Thank you for the donation. Robert says Crowder or Tyrell Williams. I'm going Crowder. I like Tyrell Williams, but a lot of people underestimate the strength of that Chiefs secondary. It's a lot better than people give it credit for. All right, Patriots inactives. But these are all... Oh, wow, this is it? Sanu we knew. Dorsett we knew. Jason McCourty. Damian Harris. Yeah, he hasn't played the whole season. Jason McCourty's a groin... Wow, okay, so all the sick players are still playing. Interesting. Nope, never mind. That was last week's. I'm an idiot. Where's the latest inactive list? I was about to say, I was like, there's no way. I can't find. Jesus. I'll find it eventually. But in terms of their defense, I'd probably still rather. I mean, I don't know if they're completely like gutted. I'd probably just play the Jets defense, who I was talking earlier. Big Jim Jean asks Mixon or Christian Kirk in a PPR. I probably play Mixon. I don't really want to trust Christian Kirk in a PPR. I don't. Yeah, I probably play Mixon. Yeah. Sunil says drop Debo for Alshon. I wouldn't say completely drop him because I think Debo has a lot of value rest of season. I mean, if we just look at his last couple performances, last 4 weeks, he's seen a lot of targets. Has produced with those targets, and even when he didn't have a lot of targets last week, 2 targets, scored a touchdown. So he's a big playmaker. But this week, yeah, I would rather play Alshon over Debo. Now, if you're a guy that needs this win to make the playoffs and there's nobody else, then yeah, you drop Debo and you pick up Alshon and you get him going. And I think Alshon's rest of season schedule is far better than Debo's, but I still think they're both pretty good plays rest of season. Should I risk Thielen or start Woods? In this case, I'd probably play Woods. That's probably a better option than the person who asked earlier about Thielen or Washington. So Woods is probably the better play, and you could just safely get away with it. Let's see here, Lockett or Sutton. I'm going with Lockett. White, okay. Why so much hate on Goff? I got Wentz as well. I'm going more to Goff because he has more targets. David Garcia, please go and look at how bad Goff has played in the last couple of weeks. Please, do us all the favor. Don't bring this Goff narrative in here. I'm a Rams fan. I'll tell you right now that shit does not belong here. I cannot stand Goff, and I am a diehard Rams fan. Do not. Don't bring it in here, I'm telling you. If I have to, I'll go read you how many points he's put up in the last couple of weeks. Let's go ahead and do it. 3.7, 5.22, 4.38. Is that, I mean, this is a guy that has had 4 performances of less than 6 fantasy points this season. In the last 3 weeks, has thrown 5 interceptions to 0 touchdowns. I have him at number 16 reluctantly. And I could sneeze and I can get a premonition and probably remove him from this list before the stream ends. I'm telling you, dude, I cannot stand it. Hollister or Higbee? I'm probably going Higbee this week. Hollister's been dealing with I think turf toe or something of the toe injury. Kyler or Wentz? I'm probably going Kyler, but you can play Wentz and be perfectly fine with it. Armor place. Who has better outside? Okay, who has better upside? Says that's what you meant. I'm assuming Kyle. Who has better upside? Todd Gurley, Miles Sanders. Please help. I think the upside is potentially it's Gurley because Gurley has so much opportunity of touchdown. That's why he's even at 12 is because they're gonna move the ball on the Cardinals. That is not a question. So at this point, I think Gurley with I'm gonna walk in for 2 touchdowns and score 16 points. I think that's just a better play than Miles Sanders. Even though I love Miles Sanders, he just hasn't been great for this offense. I understand it's an easier matchup this week, but he's had some good opportunities and he just hasn't delivered on it. So I'd rather just play Gurley. Kyle. Thanos, the Mad Titan, says half PPR James. Okay, but that's a flex question. Sorry, can't. Would you drop David Johnson? No. I have him in a couple leagues. Just sits on my bench at the very bottom. And I don't even look at my bench. I just try not to remind myself that he's there, honestly. So I just keep moving on because I would rather him sit on my bench and collect dust than me drop him and he plays, someone picks him up and he has a 15-point game and then he starts picking it back up and I'm sitting there like, why did I drop him, All right, let's see here. Jordan Kaba says Hopkins, Fuller, Melvin Gordon, PPR pick one. I'm probably playing Hopkins, which is sketchy, but Melvin Gordon or Hopkins in a full PPR. Melvin Gordon has to score a touchdown, probably get like 80 yards. 14, 16 points potentially there. So 80 yards, a touchdown, couple receptions, 16 points. That's not bad. Is it better than what Hopkins can do? But he's going to do it against the Broncos? Let me see how good the Broncos have been. I know the Broncos gave up a lot of yards to Devin Singletary, which is kind of crazy, but maybe it's more likely than not. Let's see here. Where's Singletary? Well, I don't even look at Singletary. Let me just see how the matchups have gone for that position. Oh, well, my internet doesn't want to work now. Who are we looking up? Denver Broncos. It's just really slow. All right, last couple weeks. Frank Gore had 65 on 15. Dalvin Cook was completely shut down. Yeah, it doesn't look great. Outside of a couple huge... so I'd probably go... Dude. I think the safe play is Melvin Gordon. I'm going to be honest. I think the safe play is Melvin Gordon. And if it's me, I'm probably putting Melvin Gordon at that flex. And I'm just like, please, Jesus, take the wheel. But I think Hopkins he has some potential. I don't know. But honestly, I'd probably just put Gordon. Let's see here. M. Paisley 88 says 2 QB standard. Crazy to bench Deshaun Watson and DeAndre Hopkins for Darnold in a combo of Kupp, Diggs, or Jeffrey. No, I don't think it's crazy at all. To be honest, I'm doing it in one of my leagues. In one of my leagues, I have Deshaun Watson benched for Darnold this week. And in terms of playing Kupp or Diggs or Jeffrey over Hopkins, I'd rather play Kupp or Diggs over Hopkins this week. Either of them. Doesn't matter. Obviously, I think I have Diggs at 8 and I have Kupp at 11, so they're both pretty good plays. So, I don't think you're crazy at all. But don't be surprised. I'm telling you guys. Don't be surprised when DeAndre Hopkins comes out and has a monster game. It always happens. When you doubt players an excessive amount, they somehow will come out. Like this past Thursday, right? When we sat here on Thursday during the live stream and I said, there is no way that this third-string quarterback for the Detroit Lions is going to make these wide receivers relevant. And next thing you know, on the first possession of their offense, this dude throws a 75-yard touchdown to Kenny Golladay and scores. Kenny Golladay had 14 points on one play. I was like, okay, that's a little taste of medicine. Like, it's just like, just don't doubt people too much, man, because they'll always somehow turn it on you. It sucks, but Snell or Darrell Williams need higher floor. Thanks, Andrew. Higher floor. It's probably... Is Benny Snell still the starting? I mean, I'm just worried about Jalen Samuel showing up and stealing. If that's not the case, I think Benny Snell probably has the higher floor of the bunch of him and Darrell Williams right now. Higher upside, probably Darrell Williams because he could always come in and take a ball to the house and score a touchdown because his offense is continuously getting down the field. That's my only concern. My concern is between the two, Darrell Williams could be in the game far less, but be more efficient in terms of fantasy points per touch because he's going to be in an offense that is in the red zone more often today and is potentially giving them the ball in more advantageous points of the field. So that's what I'm thinking, like in terms of why Darrell Williams could be considered a play. But in my opinion, I still think Snell has the safer floor, but upside is Darrell Williams. Israel Trail with the donation says Thielen, Woods, McLaurin, Watkins, Cook, pick 2. I'm assuming you meant Cooks, like Brandon Cooks, because if it's Dalvin Cook, of course I'm playing him. But I'm assuming because there's all these wide receivers, I'm assuming you meant Cooks. So, honestly, I'm probably going Thielen and then McLaurin. And then after that, Thielen, McLaurin, Woods. I mean, if you're risk averse and don't really want to play Thielen because I don't know if he's going to play, then you go Woods and you play McLaurin. Woods and McLaurin. But otherwise, I'm going Thielen and McLaurin today. Obviously, Thielen plays tomorrow, but you know what I mean. Thank you for the donation. Let's see here. Did I miss anybody? I don't think I did. If I did, then I'll try to get to you. But okay, Lamar Jackson or Sam Darnold? ... Says Robert. Honestly, I probably still play Lamar Jackson. All right, this is my thought process, okay? If I have Lamar Jackson and he's on my team, at this point, I have made playoffs already, and that is a given. If you have not made playoffs and you have Lamar Jackson on your team, then the rest of your team must be injured, or you must have drafted Saquon and Tyreek Hill and AJ Green, and that's what you ended up with, and you caught a bunch of L's early because you just couldn't help it, and your team just lost you game. So be it. But if I'm a Lamar Jackson owner, there's no way that I'm putting him in my bench or on my bench. I don't care. I have him in my lineups right now. I don't care if it's a weather game. I'm playing Lamar Jackson. Obviously, there are a couple other quarterbacks that I prefer over him, like Mahomes and Winston. But that's because in a 6 point per passing touchdown format, which that is my main format. I don't expect Lamar Jackson to have 3 passing touchdowns or 5 like he had last week, right? Which kind of diminishes his value, respectively. So, you want to play Darnold? I don't think it's a bad idea at all. But personally, I can't take Lamar Jackson out of my lineup. I'm not doing it. Kyler or Kirk? Pretty sure they're pretty close. I think I have Kirk Cousins at 5 and Kyler Murray at 7. I'm pretty sure it's right there, Nicholas. So, yeah. Jack Doyle, Hollister. Jack Doyle, it's right there on the list. Guys, come on. Look at the fantasy projections of David Johnson on the Yahoo app. All right, I'll look at it in a second. Let me pull it up. Where's the Yahoo app here? Crowder or A.J. Brown PPR? Crowder. Thielen or Parker? If you have to ask, then you already know you don't want to play Thielen. And if you don't want to play Thielen, so be it. Just play Parker. But otherwise, I'm playing Thielen. Sony or Jonathan Williams? Jonathan Williams, 1,000%. Not even close. All right, let's see. Where's David Johnson in this thing? Where is David Johnson? All right, here he is. Fearless forecast, do not do it. Projected points, seriously don't. Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. They're in on the meme, dude. They know what they're doing over there at Yahoo. I love those guys. Jesus. That's hilarious. Adam is good to go, guys. Yep. I 100% agree. Who's saying that? Derek, yeah. I'm on the same boat. I have Adam Thielen in my lineup, so I'm not taking him out. Look, here's the thing. I'm pretty stubborn on when I set my lineup. It will take a lot for me to change it and pull somebody out. Even if it's going to be windy this afternoon, I'm still playing him. Like, I don't care about weather too much. All right, I want to tic-tac because I don't know. I want to chew on something, but I don't have nothing next to me. Okay, let's see here. Eagles defense or Chargers with 2 Pro Bowl safeties coming back, going against a rookie like Locke. Great channel, thanks for the advice. Okay, Evan, honestly, I'm probably still playing the Eagles defense. I like the Chargers defense. There's a reason why earlier this week when I did the waiver wire pickups, I did mention, Chargers coming off a bye week. They are playing against the rookie. Should be a pretty good game for them. And I think that'll stand. I just feel like I don't know, man. I just feel like the Eagles could have a 20-point game. So do the Chargers, but the Eagles have just done it more often. I don't know. I just prefer the Eagles this week. Okay, let's see here. Big Island, Bigfoot says, please help me picking 2 running backs. Chris Carson, Rashad Penny, James White, Jonathan, Jay Williams? I don't know who Jay Williams is. Or Josh Jacobs. It's pretty simple. You're playing Josh Jacobs no matter what. No matter what, he should 100% be in your lineup. You know that. But you ask just to make sure. So then the second is it Daryl Williams? Jonathan Williams. If it's Jonathan Williams or it's Chris Carson, I'm playing Jonathan Williams over Chris Carson today. I'm assuming that's Jonathan Williams because there's no other Williams outside of Darrell at the running back position. Or Jamal. Maybe that you meant Jamal Williams. So if it's Jamal Williams, then you play Carson and you play Jacobs and you're good to go, bud. Eckler or Snell in a standard? Probably Snell. It's kind of tough considering Eckler doesn't get points per reception. It kind of kills his value. Catching the ball 6 times. I mean, what's 3 points in a half PPR league? I don't think it's much, but I don't think Snell is that bad of a play to where he's losing too much value or, Anyway, so I'll probably play Snell there. Let's see here. LaShawn McCoy or Darrell Williams, PPR. I'm probably playing LaShawn. Miles Sanders or Chris Carson in a PPR? Miles Sanders. Darnold over Jackson? Do what you must. Should I start Carson, Devontae Park? Okay. Hey Andrew, play Kittle today with his matchup in with weather concerns, or pick up Higbee against the Cardinals, or Doyle or Goddard. Ooh, those are good options. Those are really good options. Like, I don't mind Doyle at all. But do I want it? Here's my thing. I kind of don't want to leave Kittle on my bench. He's kind of like Lamar Jackson, like I was talking about. Like, these are guys that are just, no matter what, they play well. I just have, like, I'm thinking to myself, they're not going to, I know the weather's really bad. I know it's raining. So if it concerns you enough to where you're going to take him out of the lineup, you pick up Kittle. Not Kittle. You pick up Doyle and probably play him. That's my suggestion. Otherwise, like I was mentioning earlier, I'm pretty stubborn. If I have Kittle in my lineup, I'm probably not taking him out. And I'm just leaving him in there. Like last week, I had a lineup. Well, it's because I play in 13 leagues. When you play in 13 leagues, you get pretty numb to playing players, right? It doesn't become such a, oh man, I'm so stressed about it. I just play whatever, right? And I played Kittle last week. And he won me the game because he put up 20 points even though he was hurt, for 2 weeks. But yeah, I think if you're worried about the weather conditions, which is a viable concern, you pick up Doyle. I don't mind Higbee against Cardinals, but he's not really a receiving tight end. He's more of a blocking tight end for this team. So I'd rather go Doyle, but yeah. So Kittle, Doyle, Goddard, Higbee in that order. Carson or Drake, full PPR Drake. Jonathan, sorry about that. Okay, so yeah, if it's Jonathan Williams, Big Island Bigfoot, you play Jonathan Williams and you play Josh Jacobs. You play both of them. You leave Chris Carson on the bench this week. We'll see how that turns out. Josh Gordon or Fuller, full PPR? Fuller. Yeah, I'm playing Fuller. What else we got here? I have Evans, Godwin. Should I switch one for Sterling Shepard? Montana, done? I wouldn't. I'd play them both, and I really do think they're probably both going to have really big weeks. Honestly, as good as a week as Godwin had last week, and as I have him higher ranked than Evans, I have that creeping suspicion that Evans is having that week this week. That, like, the one that we're gonna have a role reversal this week, where it's Evans with the monster game and Godwin sitting around with 12 points and wondering why he isn't getting the ball thrown towards him. That's what I'm thinking this week. But yeah, I'd probably play them both. So thank you for the donation, Montana. Where was I going to look? Okay, yeah, we're cool. M Paisley 88 says bench one standard, Diggs, Cup, Hopkins, Jeffrey. In a standard league, huh? Yeah, you're gonna make me do it, huh? You're gonna make me do it. don't want to do it. I don't want to. I mean, that's a decision that I don't want to have to make. You know what I mean? Damn. Diggs, Cup, Hopkins, Jeffrey. I don't want to have to say sit Hopkins and then he has that monster game, but at this point, yeah, I'm not going to. I play Cup, Diggs, and Hopkins. Final answer. I'd leave Jeffrey on the bench. Why? Because I can't bench Hopkins. I can't do it. I don't care if it's Stephon Gilmore. I'm not going to do it. Crowder or Hollywood Brown? I'd play Crowder. Shepard or Anderson? I'm pretty sure I have Shepard over Anderson, but I like Robbie Anderson this week. Thielen or start Kirk or Shepard? I'd rather play Thielen than Shepard than Kirk in that order. Melvin Gordon or Keenan out? I gotta sneeze. Oh, woo-hoo-hoo-hoo, baby. That was great. All right. Bless me. Thank you, guys. Whoever says bless you first in the chat, you get your question answered immediately right after. Doesn't matter what it is. I'm waiting for it. There's a delay. We're going to see what happens. What else does it say here? Ryan Griffin or Tyler Higbee? I'd rather play Ryan Griffin right now. 2 quarterback standard, 4 point per passing touchdown. Winston, Foles, Kirk Cousins, pick 2. I'd rather play Winston and Kirk Cousins. If you like to play the Winston versus Foles matchup and you think it's going to be higher scoring back and forth, you play them, both in that matchup and you don't have to worry about Kirk Cousins. But honestly, I'd rather play Kirk Cousins over Foles. All right, there you go, DeAndre. Thank you very much. Thielen is Thielen going to play? All signs point to potentially yes. Would you play Kyler dealing with a hamstring injury or Foles in weird weather? I'm still playing Kyler. I'm not worried about his hamstring injury. DJ or Jonathan Williams? DJ is in David Johnson? No, you're not playing David Johnson. Analyze Gamer. No. Jonathan Williams, 1,000%. If David Johnson is going to have a big week, I'd rather him sit on my bench. I don't care. I'm not playing him because he's going to screw us over. D.D. Westbrook or McCoy in a flex full PPR? It's a good question. Do I prefer Dede over LaShawn McCoy? I probably still want to play the Kansas City Chief in this instance. Excuse me. How high am I on Miles Sanders? I'm pretty mild, but at the same time, he has to have a pop. I mean, there's no Jordan Howard. Jay Ajayi looks like an old man running the ball. Their offensive line is, they've been dealing with injuries, but they're still good overall. I have a hard time thinking this guy can't score 15 points today. There's no way. Let's see. There was one more donation. I have a question because I'm not watching my own stream. Is it visually laggy? Also, could we get 100 likes, please? Please and thank you. Northwest says, do I start? Okay, who do I start at the flex? Miles Sanders. Okay, thank you for the donation, number 1. Miles Sanders, Alshon Jeffrey, Tyler Boyd, Odell Beckham Jr. in a standard league. Honestly, I'm probably playing Miles Sanders. Because it's not a PPR or full PPR, we have to rely upon touchdowns. And I honestly think Miles Sanders probably has the highest upside of a touchdown between the bunch of them. So I'd probably go Sanders, then Beckham, then Jeffrey, then Boyd in that order. Thank you, Northwest. Let's see here. I consider sometimes Odell might be that play this week over Sanders, but I'm a little concerned. It's all about that touchdown upside. And Odell, yeah, he had one last week, but typically hasn't been his year. Not lagging? Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Highest ceiling, Cousins, Foles, Mayfield, or Tannehill? Highest ceiling? It's Foles. Foles has the highest ceiling today among those 4 quarterbacks because he truly could throw for 4 touchdowns because Tampa Bay does not have a good passing defense, and they stopped the run very well. So we could see Fournette disappear and him have to throw the ball the entire game, which, brings his value up. Any big weather news that affect any games? Yeah. So what I saw was 100% chance of rain in Baltimore versus the 49ers. And then I also saw that Tampa Bay versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think it's like 17-mile-per-hour wind. But again, it's going to be a passing game unless Ronald Jones is going to take over for somebody. I mean, hopefully he does. Other than that, I saw there's a potential of rain between Cleveland and Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. But other than that, everything's in like Dome Stadium or a pretty fair weather conditions as of right now. Just overcast, nothing too big a deal. Let's see. Where are we at? Hello, my team is strong, but my quarterback is Rodgers, and my tight end is Andrews. Am I going to need to stream in playoffs, or should I ride with him? Okay, Andrews is not a bad tight end. The only problem that Andrews has is when he doesn't score a touchdown or doesn't see high target counts like last week. Like the game got out of hand. In the second half, they ran the ball the whole time. But honestly, I think you're pretty good to go on. I need 7 more likes, guys. It's at 93. I need 7 more likes. Please help me. So as I was mentioning, I think Andrews is a tight end you can roll with the entire year. If you can go pick up Jack Doyle, certainly go do it. Have another tight end just so you have an insurance policy on the position, just in case there's a matchup you just don't want to play. But in terms of Rodgers, like there are a lot of guys out there that in the playoffs are really good in terms of matchups. Like Daniel Jones in weeks 15 and 16, 15, Final Four, and then 16, the fantasy playoffs. He gets to play against the Washington Redskins and the Miami Dolphins. Like that is really good. Wentz also has something similar where he plays Miami this week, then Washington, then the Giants, and then Dallas in the championship. Obviously, I don't want to play him in that matchup, but we could. Ryan Fitzpatrick has super favorable matchups in those weeks. Nick Foles has some pretty spicy matchups in week 14, 15, 16. There are a lot of guys that have really good. I think if you go check out that one video that I have for rest of the season schedule for playoffs, I mean, there are a lot of guys that have really good schedules, and Rodgers right now just isn't looking hot. So you could just go grab a backup and roll with it. Eagles or Jets? I'd rather play Eagles. Eckler, no, okay, that's a flex question. Crowder or Boyd? I'm pretty sure I'm going Boyd today. Where's my rankings? I can't even see my own rankings. No, I'm going Crowder today. I mean, listen, dude, sometimes I get mixed up. Carson or Penny? I'm playing Carson. Ertz or Keenan Allen in a full PPR? I don't know, man. If Ertz is ready to go, it's kind of hard not to. You're going to put him at the flex? Who else is your other tight end? You have Travis Kelce, or what do you got over there? Lindsey or McCoy? Half PPR? I'm pretty certain I'm going with McCoy today. Yeah, I'm going with McCoy. Man, we needed 7 more likes, and we got like 37 more likes. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. I really do. Should I really play Jarvis over Nuke? Back and forth. Honestly, I would. I have a hard time sitting Nuke. Mr. Hopkins, if anybody doesn't know who that is. DeAndre Hopkins. At this point, it's tough. It really is tough. Like me personally, I have a lineup. I'm leaving Hopkins in there, but I don't have Jarvis Landry sitting on my bench looking to try to get in the lineup, right? I would make it different in that specific scenario, but you have a problem that a lot of people would like to have, where you have 2 really good options. Personally, I'd rather just go with Jarvis right now. You sneeze, and I hope Goff is still on your ranking board. Now that right there, Dark Winter, that is a deep cut. It was only, I mentioned it maybe like 30 minutes ago, but that is a deep cut. I respect that. Thank you very much. That brings joy to me. That's well done. Well done. I was well executed as well. I like that. All right. I just broke my neck. Do you trust Joe Mixon this week? To an extent. I think Joe Mixon will probably play better with Andy Dalton at quarterback, so could open it up for him. Maybe some more rushing lanes. Maybe if somebody wants to block for him. Kareem Hunt, Joe Mixon, Tevin Coleman. I'm probably playing Coleman, then Mixon, then Hunt in that order. Foles, Rodgers, or Darnold? I'm playing Darnold. Sterling Shepard or Hardman? Sterling Shepard. Goddard or Griffin in a PPR? I think I mentioned this before. I think I want to play Goddard in a full PPR. Griffin's like a... I mean, he has the touchdown upside, but so does Goddard. So, I mean, in a full PPR, the amount of targets that tight end position gets there, I'd rather play Goddard right now. Unless Griffin has a huge, yard game, it just, doesn't look as appealing. In half PPR, it just makes it a little bit different. What's up, Andrew? Would you pick the Ravens or Steelers defense this week? I'd play the Ravens. T6 rub. You trust Ryan or over Watson? Ryan? Ryan Tannehill? Yes. Yeah. I was about to say, I was like, Ryan. I was like, Matt Ryan? Because you put Watson last. I thought, okay, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'd rather play Ryan Tannehill over Watson today. Thielen or Aguilar? I'm playing Thielen. Crowder or Alshon? I'm pretty sure I'm playing Alshon Jeffrey over him. If you play in a full PPR, I wouldn't mind the Crowder, but I think Alshon is probably the better play. Boyd or Woods? I'm pretty sure I have Boyd ahead of Woods. Is Ertz hamstring a concern today? Not really. I heard I saw the report that according to what everyone is seeing, he went through warm-ups and okay. Zach Ertz in Eagles warm-ups has looked very good after pushing his hamstring, which kept him out of practice this week. He's expected to be a full go versus the Dolphins. That is, that makes me leave him in the lineup. I think T.Y. comes back for playoffs, yes. Next week, maybe not. But 15 and 16, hopefully. Hey, Andrew, Kirk, Samuels, Watkins in a standard. I don't want to play Samuels, so it's between Kirk and Watkins. And I'd probably rather play Christian Kirk over Sammy Watkins this week. I'm benching Chubb against the Steelers, really? Yeah, oh my, yeah. You must have some other good options, dude. Benny Snell or Jamal Williams? I'm pretty sure I'm going Jamal Williams. Any news on Lockett playing, please? I mean, if I had information to divulge, I would definitely give it in terms of whether Lockett's going to play, and I'm pretty sure he is. He went, I think, if I'm not mistaken, from what I saw, I think he practiced fully on Friday. There we go. Let's see here. Really? Can I not get this to work? Okay, thank you. Let's see. Tyler Lockett, where were you at, bud? Tyler Lockett, week 13. Wow, he didn't practice the whole week? What the fuck? Oh, illness. Nah, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. I mean, if he doesn't practice, doesn't play, then I'm screwed also, but at this point, he's in my lineup, I'm hoping. Darnold or Watson? Weather in Cincy is windy. I'm still playing Darnold. Jets or Packers this week on defense? I'm probably going with the Packers. Are you worried about Thielen? Not really. If you're going to play Thielen, make sure he's in your flex position. Because honestly, if you play a flex as like a wide receiver, you might as well put him as starting wide receiver he's going to play today. So that if in fact Thielen does not play, you have the ability to put a running back and or a wide receiver there at the position tomorrow if in fact he does not go. All right, what time is it? 9:43? All right, got to check a couple things. A lot of the questions that I'm seeing in the chat are probably, they can be answered to the left of me. That's why those are there. Anyway, couple more questions. You see Sutton having a higher ceiling than Boyd against the Jets. Chargers may stifle Sutton. Yeah, there's always a potential. I don't know. I'm just not. The thing is, I'm waiting for Tyler Boyd to prove me wrong because this season has not been Tyler Boyd's year. Last year, he was so much better. Maybe that's because A.J. Green was there and they kept Andy Dalton in the lineup not the entire season because Driscoll came in after Week 11's injury. But as of right now, I'm not like, I don't know. I just, Boyd has to prove it to me. Sutton has already done his job. He keeps getting targets no matter who's at quarterback. And I'm kind of like, Sitting here thinking, what if Drew Lock comes out and has an actual monster game? Me again says, sorry, I honestly didn't see this message. Snell or Darrell Williams, PPR. Thank you, Andrew. Snell or Darrell Williams in a PPR. I'd probably go with Darrell Williams. I'm going to go Darrell Williams between the two. Andrew Sanchez had a question, and I missed it. My bad. Should I be worried about Chris Carson rest of the season? Okay, so from what I heard was that the offensive coordinator of the... Okay, so what I heard from Pete Carroll, okay, in an interview that he did, said, Chris Carson is our guy. We're still going to use him, but I don't see a reason why we shouldn't use more of Rashad Penny in the rotation. He's earned more work, quote unquote, whatever. Then later in the week, the offensive coordinator came out and said, Chris Carson is our starting running back. That is not going to change. He will continue to carry the ball for this team, blah, 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 blah. So from right now, all signs point to we're okay with Chris Carson. We know he's messed up, but we're going to give him another shot because we got no other option, and we're not giving Penny the full reign because we know he's not capable of doing it. One week doesn't make a difference. And I'm pretty much, of the same mind frame. 1 week does not make a huge difference. You got to keep proving it to me. Otherwise, you're still the backup running back of that team. If they change it today, then maybe. But otherwise, I'm still playing Chris Carson. Man, there's something in my throat, and it's killing me. All right, where are we at here? What do you think about Coleman and McCoy this week? I think they're both pretty good plays. I mean, the only thing about Coleman, like he's going to run the ball a bunch with Mostert or Jeff Wilson Jr., but McCoy just has higher upside because of that offense. They're more likely to get in the red zone, in my opinion. Let's see here. Woods, Kirk, or Westbrook. I'm pretty sure I have Westbrook above them all. So we're going Westbrook, Woods, and then Kirk in that order. Let's see. Let's see where we at. So I picked up Alshon Jeffrey and D.D. Westbrook. Should I play them both and switch out Diggs? I can't give my boy Diggs... give up on my boy Diggs, and so it's Jeffrey and Diggs. Yeah, right now I'd play Jeffrey and Diggs, and I leave D.D. on the bench right now. Let's see, McLaurin or LaShawn McCoy? Okay, that's flex question, Florida. Miles Sanders, Jonathan Williams, PPR. To be honest, I probably wouldn't change the rankings. I'd probably still play Miles Sanders over Jonathan Williams today in a PPR. Riley says, touchdowns only, Mark Andrews or Alshon Jeffrey. I'm playing Alshon. As much as I like the idea of maybe Mark Andrews catching a goal line touchdown in the rain, I'm playing Alshon Jeffrey. Yeah. Touchdowns only, huh? That's a very interesting league. I mean, the dynamic, the guy who's winning that league drafted Aaron Jones in the 4th round. That's what I'm kind of thinking if it's touchdowns only. But anyway, to answer your question, I'm going Alshon. Let's see here. Ronald Jones or McCoy? I'm pretty sure I'm going Ronald Jones. Am I crazy to start Kareem Hunt over Tevin Coleman? I don't think you're crazy. I just wouldn't do it. In one universe, in one league, I probably would. But yeah. Kareem Hunt, if you're playing in a PPR, it's a lot of value. You think Singletary will keep putting up points like Thursday? I'm hoping he would. There's a reason why 8 weeks ago I was screaming Singletary's name at the top of the mountain. And I was yelling, guys, pick him up. Because I expected that to happen far earlier when they had their easy matchups. But now that they get into their hard matchups, when they play against Denver, when they play against Dallas, now he's having his good games. He didn't want to have his good games against Cincinnati or the Jets or the Miami Dolphins. He didn't want to play well then. But now he wants to play well. I'm like, okay, so be it. Either way, floats my boat. A.J. Brown, Watkins, or N'Keal Harry? I'm playing A.J. Brown of the bunch. Andrew, how you doing today? I'm okay. Gould is a free agent in my league. I'm not playing him though because Honestly, guys, I don't want to play Justin Tucker and I don't want to play Robbie Gould. I don't want to play those kickers in that rain matchup. Anyway, you were saying I have Matt Gay at the moment. Should I drop Gay for Gould? No, don't play any 49ers kickers today. Too much rain. Thielen, risky player pass. I have McLaurin and Samuel. If you want to play McLaurin, I don't have a problem with that at all, Robin. But I personally would rather just play Thielen at this moment. But I'm assuming he's going to play again. That's an assumption. Yeah, Florida Coatings Pro. So this is how it works, right? So this is how it works. I have a Patreon. Patreon, I offer, for those of the people who support me on Patreon, I answer all of their flex questions. Because of the fact that I do that, I cannot answer everyone's flex questions because it would pretty much be undermining their support. So what I do is I ask for donations. People send donations, and I answer their flex questions here. And that's pretty much what we do. If you want to get your flex question answered, or you can go to Patreon and support that way. Just so we're on the same page. What is this? Okay, where were we at? 49ers defense, Ravens defense, Chargers. Probably, oh wow, that's actually a good question. I'd probably play the Ravens, then 49ers and Chargers in that order. Flex on us? Jesus Christ, Joe. That's awful. That's a pun, and it's the worst pun I've heard all day. But I respect it. Not many people would take that risk. I respect it, Joe. Okay, we got about 9 minutes, huh? Okay. Oh, man, I actually have to go look at a couple of my lineups, dude. I'm going to look at my lineups to ensure what I'm doing is not completely crazy. This one specifically. Let's look at this one. Parker, Crowder, Kupp, Eckler, Gurley, Zeke. Okay. Hollister. Is there any other tight ends in this league? I'm coming back. Relax. I'm coming back. Olsen or Goddard in a full PPR? Goddard. Alexander 302. Kirk or Ertz? Flex question. Crowder or Westbrook? Probably. Honestly, I want to play Crowder, but I don't mind the Westbrook play. Nestor. Roll the dice on Ertz or Higbee? I'd rather roll the dice on Ertz, and I don't think it's really rolling the dice. I asked multiple times. It would be nice if you would answer my question once. You see, Mo, here's the issue. If you had literally just right now typed out your question instead of complaining, I would have gotten to your question. So if you'd like, type it again, and I'll answer it. Geez, you have to understand that you are not the only person in this chat. You got to understand that, dude. I'm trying my best. I'm going to try to do my best. I'm going to try to answer your question. So if you could, type it again, and we'll get you helped out. Just gotta relax, be patient. I understand. You may have typed it a bunch of times, but again, a lot of people are typing their questions. A lot of people are multiple times spamming it. It happens. Ravens or Panthers D? Honestly, Ravens. But Panthers is pretty good today. Let's see here. I'm in the playoffs. Okay. In my playoffs this week, next week championship? Really? Damn, Joe. You guys play it early, huh? Olsen or Henry? I'd rather play Hunter Henry. Bench Carson today, bad move. I played Colts Williams, starting Aaron Jones. That's fine. I don't think that's a bad move. Fuller, Boyd, Metcalf. Probably in a PPR. That makes it a little different. Let's see here. All right. Okay, so I was trying to answer this one. Fuller, Boyd, or Metcalf? Yikes. In a full PPR, I don't want to touch Metcalf. Boyd probably goes higher than him, so it's between Fuller and Boyd. Honestly, I'd probably play Fuller, and then Boyd, and then Metcalf in that order. When are you... Okay, Sam, every week you ask, when am I coming out with merch? every week. It's not as easy as that. It's not as easy as, you know what, I want merch, I can start selling it now. Like, there's so many logistics about it that make it so difficult. It makes it so difficult. I've looked into it. Trust me, just because you've said it, Sam, you've brought it up so often. I looked into it. Matthew, run the Ravens defense over the Packers. Phenomenal Alex. I'd play Foles over Watson. Melvin Gordon or Keenan Allen in a full PPR. That's tough, but I'd probably rather play the wide receiver there. Lindsey or Drake, full PPR. I'm still probably playing Lindsey. Higbee or Hollister, probably Higbee. Patriots defense or Steelers, I'd rather play Patriots. How come people aren't high on Shepard this week with all the injuries? It's because the Packers defense have a pretty decent secondary. They're not slumps, but yeah, again, I kind of agree with you. I mean, I'm probably one of those people that have kind of undervalued him, but you never know. We'll see what happens. Let's see. Where am I? Okay, we have a couple minutes. Tevin or Rojo? I'm playing Rojo. This is probably the only channel I buy merch from, but what am I going to sell, guys? You know what I'll do? I'll chop a piece of my beard and I'll drop it in a bag and I'll send it to you. Or I'll sell my bath water. How about that? Is that a meme? All right, cool. Mo, here we go. Here's your question. Lockett, Kirk, Brandon Cooks, McLaurin. Pick 2 wide receivers. I'm probably playing Lockett and McLaurin. Those are my 2 wide receivers I want to play. Now, if you're someone that's risk averse, you don't really want to play Lockett tomorrow, and you're kind of worried that he might not play, then you play. Brandon Cooks and Christian Kirk are kind of like fringe plays back to back with each other. But I'd probably rather play Christian Kirk at this point. So honestly, I'm going to play. Like, if it's me and that's my team, I'm playing Lockett and McLaurin, and I'm leaving it. So yeah, let's just leave it at that. Stephen Drake sent in a donation, says, Kirk, Washington, Hunt, Boyd, Tate. Pick 2. Yeah, I'm playing Boyd and I'm playing Steven, what is the damn scoring format? I'm playing Boyd and I'm playing Hunt. That's what I'm going to go with because I don't know any scoring format. So we'll leave it as that. Everyone chill. Andrew's giving an A+ effort. That's what I'm talking about, Ghost. I had a baby. Coming in to help Andrew. Let's see here. Jameis Winston or Carson Wentz. Winston playing with 20-mile-per-hour winds. You can play Wentz. It's not a bad play at all. He plays Miami, guys. It's not a bad play at all. Not a bad play at all. Mayfield or Tannehill. I'm probably playing Mayfield, but I don't mind Tannehill. The guy's putting up a amount of points the last couple of weeks. He's been playing well, but I want to play Mayfield over him. Alshon, Keenan, OBJ. I need a touchdown upside because I'm down 30. Honestly, I'm still playing OBJ, then Keenan Allen, then Alshon in that order. I think the touchdown upside is with those 3 players in that specific order also. Play my quarterback off of my opponent's receivers, ? He has Landry, I have Mayfield, or should I just play Tannehill? Honestly, I don't ever think that you need to block out somebody else's points because it kind of blocks out your points too. If anything, the wide receiver negates you more because they get more points per reception, yardage, and all that kind of jazz. So I think in terms of your logic of it, I think it's a little skewed. I'd rather play Mayfield over Tannehill, but if you want to play Tannehill, go for it. I see that as a problem at all. I think Tannehill's top, 11 play this week? Could end up being another top 5 quarterback because he's been really consistent as of late. Let's see here. What was I looking at? Okay, so Stephen Drake's just saying full PPR. Yeah, if it's a full PPR, I probably still play Boyd and Hunt, to be honest. Yeah, I probably still play Boyd and Hunt. What do you think about Keenan Allen full PPR? He should be good. Hollywood today, ? No, it's raining. I don't know if he'll be able to catch too many passes. I think I'm going Shepard over Thielen. Yeah, not a problem. Don't want to wait till Monday to get burned. Thoughts? No, I think that's pretty good idea. If you have the option to replace a guy that potentially might miss, you might as well go about doing that now instead of getting screwed and having to pick up Alexander Madison a backup running back or somebody backup wide receiver that never gets any touches. You know what I mean? Hollister or Washington? I don't know, man. That's tough. I'd probably just play the tight end because I'm worried about Mr. Hodges. Steelers or Patriots defense? Patriots. That's it, pretty much. It's almost 10 o'clock, guys. Thank you for everybody for joining. I appreciate you guys' support. Greetings, salutations. Okay, okay, thank you. Sounds good. I thought you were going to ask a question, but I'm trying to find all the questions here. Boyd or Jeffrey? Probably Jeffrey. So Sutton over Boyd in a full PPR. In a full PPR, it's different. In a full PPR, it's far closer, in my opinion. But I have a hard time not playing Sutton. At this point, he's become one of those receivers where I kind of just don't want to take out of my lineup. Which one are you starting a full PPR? Emmanuel Sanders or Keenan Allen? Keenan Allen, 100%, not even close. Kyler Murray or Sam Darnold? I think they're both really good, but I'd rather play Sam Darnold this week. Rojo, Alex, play Rojo. Joe with the flex, had a baby. Joey Sly or Kaimi Fairbairn, or no, that's Kyle Forbath. What? No, Joey Sly. I know he missed, but they play Washington. It's going to be a blowout. All right, everybody. Thank you, everybody, again. My internet's trash, but we made it somehow. I don't know how, but you know what? Appreciate you guys handling it and getting through it all. So, again, much respect. Until tomorrow, waiver wire targets. I'll see you then. I'm going to go watch some football and yell at the internet provider over the phone. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys.